I'll be presenting things I don't know which would be of interest to how many, but mainly about primary prevention of diabetes. Uh, and of this primary prevention, I am restricting to our work of preconception care, which I believe is an innovative program for the prevention of diabetes, GDM, and other NCDs, you see. As you know, the global epidemic, so I shall not go into detail, but I'll come to women and diabetes. You see, about 199 million women are living with diabetes worldwide now, and 60 million with diabetes are of reproductive age. It's the ninth leading cause of death in the women globally, and diabetic women are about 10 times more likely to have coronary artery disease, and they have increased risk of miscarriage and malformation. And now, you see, diabetic epidemic in developed and developing world, you can see more and more people in developing world are being affected by diabetes. You see, from 1995 to this, that diabetes is an epidemic was first recognized by IDF, subsequently by World Health, but then subsequently by the United Nations. And you know there is a UN Day for Diabetes, which is on the 14th November, which is the birthday of Frederick Banting, the discoverer of insulin. But I'm raising this, that this UN Day for Diabetes was started, although initiated by an American type 1 diabetic, was officially started by a letter from me to the government of Bangladesh, who raised it to the United Nations in 2006, and it was unanimously passed in December, declaring 14th November as the Diabetes Day. But why I'm emphasizing this, that this resolution is not a BS paper. If you go through it, in that resolution, the Secretary General requests to bring the present condition to the attention of all member states so that they take primary prevention programs. So you can ask how many countries in the developing world has taken a prevention program. I can say in Bangladesh, we have submitted a draft resolution, which is at the stage of being adopted now. It has passed through interministerial meeting, and the health minister last week promised me that they will raise it to the cabinet and will be passed, will be placed to the assembly for adoption. Now about 6.9 million people in 2017 with diabetes, but is likely in the present trend to be 13.6 million by 2045. And in Bangladesh, you can see it's affecting both men and women. Diabetes, hypertension, obesity, abdominal obesity, dyslipidemia. You can see both men and women. Some are more in men, some are more in women. We evaluated in garment workers. As you know, in Bangladesh, garment is an important export item for Bangladesh. In fact, it's the second largest garment exporter in the world, although we are a very small country. And in the garment workers, you can see diabetes mellitus is affecting about 8% of the population, you see. So it's a really big epidemic. And in Bangladeshi women, we have just finished a study, it has not yet been published, that fasting blood glucose, 2-hour blood glucose, and combined in women, GDM is about 21.6%. Very, very high, you see, high. And Bangladeshi GDM in this study, also I forgot the right side, and prevalence of glucose intolerance in the postpartum period, 6.9%. You can say it is combined, IFG is 8.6, IGT is 30.3%, and diabetes mellitus 7.2%. This is among the, so it's very, very high. Global perspective, the 40% women report that their pregnancies are unplanned, number one. parental deaths are about 50% higher in mothers below 20 years of age. So childhood marriage is still quite common. You see, although in Bangladesh now the legal age for marriage to be registered is 18. 18. But when your birth date is not recorded, so it's easily to dodge. It's easy to dodge, you see. And the marriage registered, get it registered once they look that they have attained puberty, you see. So this. And maternal undernutrition, iron deficiency anemia increase the risk of maternal death, accounting for at least 20% of the maternal mortality. Only 51% in the low-income countries benefit from skilled antenatal care and during childbirth, meaning millions of births are not assisted by healthcare professionals. And in spite of achieving many health indices in Bangladesh, in fact, Bangladesh got prize for attaining good health indices, but maternal mortality is not declining. You see, in this background, we thought what we can do. And in Bangladesh, 50% conceptions are unplanned, and 25% of the pregnancies are really unwanted. You see, when the child is born, then he's always wanted. You see, but then when they accidentally get pregnant, 25% are unwanted, you see. We conducted a prevention study. The data has not been published. We tried metformin, lifestyle, sulfonylurea, small dose of sulfonylurea also, and sulfonylurea and lifestyle. You can say all are somewhat effective, some more than others, you see. Metformin is quite effective, you see. We have recently conducted a study. In that study, this is just published in the Lancet Diabetes Series, about a month back, you see. Participatory life cycle and M-Health. So in M-Health, it creates awareness, but it has not produced an effect, the way we gave it, you see. But participatory intervention, person to person, it has produced a big effect. So we think that person to person contact for prevention would be a very efficient method in developing countries, you see. And prevention through religious leaders has been worked out for many diseases, especially HIV/AIDS, you see, that has been shown to be quite effective. And in Islamic religion, there are powerful messages about for good health. So we are wondering when to start, you see. There has been many studies where people have started after pregnancy and GDM. So in a country like Bangladesh, where children are born, I suppose that's also in India, on the subcontinent, children are born only through, or largely through, or almost 100% through marriage, you see. So that would be a good point for intervention. That's what we thought. So with that approach, we thought that marriage registers could be a good starting point. You see, in Eastern countries, must be also in India, marriage is a big affair. We don't marry every day and we don't divorce every day. So it's a very big affair. You see. Sometimes when we go to UK, they say you spend a lot of money for such a marriage ceremony. So I said, yes, you see, even poor people do so. Because they don't marry every day, you see, they marry once in a lifetime. You spend small money, and then you spend many times, you see. But anyhow, so that was the program, and we approached World Diabetes Foundation, who agreed to finance the piloting of this project, 2 years project. Qazis and newly married couple and health service providers, physician, nurse, educator, and the goal was to improve the community awareness on pre-conception care and prevention of NCDs, mainly GDM, among newly married couple of Bangladesh through these religious leaders. So these are the milestones. I will not go into detail. But before I can go into detail, I have to give you a little background of the Diabetic Association of Bangladesh, because we use that network for doing this. Diabetic Association of Bangladesh is unlike any diabetic association in the world. Diabetic associations are usually advocacy bodies all over the world. But our founding fathers thought that if we want to give diabetes care in developing countries, we must have our own institutions to give care. So Diabetic Association of Bangladesh provides care themselves, and also we create manpower. So we have medical colleges, we have dental colleges, we have nursing colleges, we have University of Health Sciences like that. So just in a nutshell, we are the largest diabetes care provider in the world. We are also the largest non-profit healthcare network outside government in the world. And we provide healthcare through a network of hospitals and education institutions. We have 69 affiliate associations spread all over the country, and many sub-affiliate associations. And BADAS is responsible for keeping, BADAS means Diabetic Association of Bangladesh, is responsible for keeping the medical doctors and nurses and laboratory personnel appropriately trained, you see. Many of you, like my friend, Dr. Jargar has visited us, so they have seen this. So just to give an idea of what we have got, and the project area is throughout the country, you see, And so we had many group meetings, advisory board meetings, you see, and we developed training manual for the Qazis, for the physicians, this, and this is just a picture, see. So we took many methods, you see, for training the educational tools. These Qazis and this training program, that's, and physicians training for this. Nutritional nurses were trained. This, and we had meetings in all divisional headquarters. You see. Our idea was to train 40 Qazis in the piloting, you see, 40 Qazis. Qazi means marriage registers, you see. I believe it is also called Qazi here, I think. And coordinators meeting this. And key issues that we are facing to implement the project was the, you see, how to get the fund released in countries. I'm raising this if somebody, if some areas or some people want to implement this, the difficulties they will face, and this, the difficulties that we faced and we overcame. When fund comes from outside, in Bangladesh, you need the permission of the NGO Affairs Bureau, just to prevent this prevent money laundering, you see. Because that has become a big issue, you see, and also terrorism has become a big issue. So fund release and communication with the religious leaders. The religious leaders are also sort of political bodies, you see. They have associations, they have rivalries, and this, you see, and they are semi-government, you see, semi-government. They are under the, Qazis are under the Ministry of Law, you see, law. So organized training program for them, organizing program for health professionals, and set up preconception corners. And for that we needed to set up preconception corners, and to think of sustainability program and to how to scale it up. So that was the total idea. And we decided to start the preconception corner in different places of the Diabetic Association, you see. Because when the message is given at the time of marriage about the preconception marriage, you see, I will come to the message soon. Then where do they go? If they are found, let's say they have got something abnormal, so they go to one of the preconception center, that is. And a preconception care center will have the following thing. That's what we provided them. We provided them with the chair, glucometer, so on. So just to start this, what the message was basically this, that God has given us enough knowledge by which we can plan pregnancy. That's one. So no pregnancy or pregnancy need not be unplanned. So This is one message. And the second message was that when you, the couple, when you think of pregnancy, get the mother checked for 6 things. There's hemoglobin, weight, blood pressure, urine, this 6 things, you see. And you, anything abnormal, you get it corrected before you become the contemplate pregnancy. That was the this. And we also thought that it must be a sustainable program. And to make it sustainable, we had to check and get the advice complete will cost you 600 Bangladeshi taka. 600 taka is slightly more than, is about $7.5, you see. So in Bangladesh economy, whenever they are getting married, to get healthy children, we made a survey and found that people are prepared to spend $7.5, you see, that's this. And then we have this planned visit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the card filled up, this. And then the Qazis were given apps, you see. So the patient can be, all pregnancy can be recorded and can be followed up, you see. And that's the Qazi activities, you see. So they give the booklet, and this is in Bengali, so here people can follow Bengali. In fact, what the Qazis do at the time of marriage, that means that they get a fee. And they say, I have also something to give you which is invaluable, you see. So they give this message and give this booklet to them. And they give them a guidebook and different pages of the guidebook, you see. And ultimately, the slogan is that all pregnancy should be planned. So you can see, all pregnancy should be planned. You see, that's the message I give. And so we had many programs on the television, on newspapers, through posters, many programs. And in fact, the program, I'll go through quickly. And there's a website for it, you see. There's a IDF DNet library for it. And this was endorsed by many things. In fact, WHO, in their high-level meeting, this was adopted, one of the iconic programs, program. So that's the slogan. So now, for this program, we did some baseline survey. In baseline survey, the evaluation of knowledge regarding gestational diabetes, current practice, knowledge of care, screening for gestational diabetes, diabetes-related cardiomyopathy. So anyhow, I'll just show you the data that people had only average knowledge. Some had really poor knowledge. Only 25% had reasonably good knowledge, you see, about gestational diabetes. You see, you can see this survey that we made, the population that we surveyed. And this knowledge regarding gestational diabetes, we have published this data, but I'll go through it to see, not come too quickly. And regarding the knowledge of preconception care, also you'll find that, you see, the knowledge level is not very good, you see, good. And when we did screening the gestational diabetes, 25.2% had glucose abnormality, positive, you see. Only 75% had normal glucose tolerance, you see. So these are the... and we also tried to analyze the factors associated with the glucose abnormalities. I shall not go into detail because we have not published it. And healthcare status, if you see, they had already, before they became pregnant, they had about 11% already had diabetes, and 16.2% had IGT, and 2.7% had IFG, you see. So it's really epidemic, not only epidemic, it is also emerging very severe epidemic, you see. And these are the nutritional status of these. 30,000 newly married couples already got precursor care advice after you have started. And 4 million community people got the information through a leaflet. And 70% newly married women usually visit our centers. You see, the Qazis have given message, but then is it being followed, you see? And we already find 70% they are following, you see, already following. And the positive impact is that Diabetic Association has taken this as a core program. Religious leaders are very eager to do it. And we got support from the Ministry of Law and Justice. They have endorsed it. And Department of Non-Communicable Disease of Director General of Health, they have endorsed it. Ministry of Information endorsed it. Minister of Women and Children have endorsed it. Rotary Club of Bangladesh has joined us to upscale the program. Dhaka City Corporation has joined us to upgrade the program. Telenor, which is the largest telephone network in Bangladesh, they have joined us to upgrade the program, and Novo Nordisk has promised to give all help and money. And these are the government, see. We are able to persuade the government that now, when the marriage is registered, Kabin is a contract. Muslim marriage is like a contract. Muslim marriage is actually like a business contract. So the contract is called Kabin. And all the Kabin will carry a seal that message has been received. We are also now negotiating that the receipt, money receipt, will also carry that seal. So this is small, you can see the government order that they will carry the seal, shall not go. And this is actually a marriage. See, it was selected for high-level meeting on women health, and we have created a consensus guideline, and that's now the national campaign. And the campaign is all pregnancy. So the slogan is, and all the ministers appeared on the television with the slogan, Sustho Ma, Sustho Shishu, Samriddho Desh. And all pregnancy should be this. And also it contributes to Sustainable Development Goal. See, on many points, I'll not go. So I will not spend any more time. The conclusion is, successful implementation of preconception care is feasible. We are now planning to include other religion. I have already talked to Cardinal. There is now a Bengali Cardinal for the history, in the history of the world. The first time there is a Bengali Cardinal, and I am fortunate that he comes from my village. And also he was 2 years junior to me in the school, same school, we studied in the same school. So we have great friendship. So he agreed that he will give an order for it to be, message will be given through the Sunday sermons in the church, his church. I talked to the Buddhist Buddha Vihar, the Jyotipal Mahathir. He agreed that he will give this message, and Ramakrishna Mission has agreed this. You see. So I think it's an exciting prospect. Thank you, by which we can really influence human behavior at a very inexpensive way. Thank you.